always,
Rax
and Stephanie Ruth. The last video was Rax by herself with some sporty summer look. I'm back now. I was actually moving house, and that's kind of inspired today's video, really, hasn't it? Today we're going to be talking about moving house, living on your own, or moving out from your parents for the first time, maybe, and all the things in between, gaining your independence, what it's like, renting, etc, etc, etc. So if you want to learn more about that, or want to pick up some extra tips and tricks and hear what we wish we knew before we started this crazy journey, then keep on watching. Thanks, guys. How old were you when you first lived alone?
I was about 18, I think, when I first started uni. That's when I started living alone. Initially, I thought it was going to be a walk in the park. You know, I'd have the freedom to do what I want when I wanted. I think things to be mindful of when, like I said, when you're female and living on your own, just be careful with neighbour trouble. Unfortunately, there's just some people that just love to be inner and just constantly in your business, people that are petty, nosy, annoying, loud, all sorts of people that you think, wow, this person actually lives next door to me. Take into consideration that paying your rent and your bills is something that's really important. I mean, it's just easy enough. I guess people say all the time, oh yeah, I pay my rent, but no, like paying your rent on time is really important. You don't want to be in a situation where you are starting to get red letters, eviction letters, late notice payment. Prioritize, basically. Do you need them? Can you afford it?
Be bluntly honest with yourself as well.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it's easy to think, oh, but I'll just spend this extra £5 on this.
Yeah.
And then next week I'll just spend this extra £5 on this, or this extra £7. And then 2 Tuesdays you spent over £100 that did not need to be spent whatsoever, and you don't have anything to show for it.
Like, you have to be so wise. I mean, I'm I'll put my hands up. I'm crap with money, but budgeting. If you're good with money and budgeting, it's so important. Do you need those extra luxuries like having Sky, having top broadband, and
and it's just you one,
and it's just you one person? Like, do you really need it? Like, my little piece of broadband, it's only talk. You know, it does the job. You know, it's not the best. Do you really need a 60-inch TV? Can you just do with a little TV, 20-inch? You know, these little things are things that you need to think about. You know, overall, my experience of living alone has been a roller coaster. There's been a lot of moving out and moving into different places.
When I speak to especially younger people about moving out for the first time or living alone for the first time, one thing that some of them don't really have a full grasp of is the fact that it's not just rent. Bills sometimes will outweigh the amount of rent that you're paying. Can be a shock to the system, because you think, oh, say if you go online and you see this place for rent that's only $650 a month for rent, you then have to keep in mind that there may be service charges on the property for the maintenance. There definitely will be bills. You'll have your utilities to go out, your council tax. In the UK, you'll have your council tax that's going to go out. You'll have TV license if you have a TV, as well as, you know, your broadband, your channels, your phone rental,
electric.
Yes,
you have a car,
water,
insurance.
Even your water rates are going to go out,
and they go up. And another thing to remember as well: these bills do go up every year.
Yes, they do. Yes,
yeah.
They do.
By
Inflation
pennies,
is no joke. It
trust me.
Everyone.
Yeah, it might be by pennies, but it you see the difference, don't you?
You definitely do see the difference. And in addition to that, if you are renting privately, a word to you. Okay, so you don't have a mortgage. 9 times out of 10, your landlord has a mortgage on that property. When inflation hits and their mortgage goes up, so will your rent. I have experienced when my twice landlords haven't been able to keep the property or haven't wanted to keep the property, so they want to sell. and tutus, you are practically homeless. So you know, it's very real. It's very, very real.
Yeah. The struggle can get real, and it's realer than what you think. Definitely, yeah.
Speaking to the younger version of me, moved out from my parents when I think I was 21 or 22. I was still quite young at the time. And I thought, yeah, this is great. Obviously, going to get a place, going to have, like Rack said, my own space. I can do this with it, I can do that with it. Number one, the landlord I had said, no, you can't paint. No, you cannot change the carpet. No, you cannot plumb in a dishwasher. No, you cannot change the blinds or the curtains. You cannot change
That's
anything.
so cheeky though, because you're paying rent to live in that space, and you're telling me what I can and can't do with my own money, basically.
The joke is that I really didn't understand is if they'd have said, okay, you can do X, Y, and Z, but you have to put it back. Or even you have to put, if you want to change the I don't know, the wallpaper, you have to put down an extra deposit, and if you don't change it back, we take that from you. Fair enough, but no, they just point blank said that we couldn't change it, full stop. It's yours, but there's also that awareness that it's not yours when your landlord is like that. Try and think from the flip side. If I was a landlord and I had a tenant, the tenant proved that they were a good tenant, they paid on time, they were loyal, they were there for, you know, a couple of years, you can paint whatever you like, because regardless, I'd still have their deposit. So if they really mashed up the house, I'd just take the deposit from them, innit? And it was a little bit of a downer, because you know, that's one of the fun things of having your own space, is doing what you want in your space. You know, some were raised where they had to, you know, cook and clean from a very, very young age, and had to be, you know, on their A game in regards to their household from very, very young. And then some didn't have to do anything at all whatsoever, so they never had to do any washing up, any cooking, any cleaning. They didn't have to do that, and on the odd chance where they did do it, they'd actually get paid, get pocket money for it, which is alien to me, but that's cool if that's what you got there. I'd say I was probably somewhere in the middle. Like, I would cook and I would clean. It wasn't something that was strictly regimented. It wasn't too much of a shock to me moving out, because I'd already had to do those things to a point anyway. But I do believe that someone that has had that strictly put into them, they would find it a bit easier, as opposed to someone that's never had to do it before. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? One thing that did shock me is how quickly the bathroom gets dirty. Like, it gets dirty really fast. Yeah,
oh my god.
Wow.
There's no one at home. Why is it dusty?
I thought, oh my god. It's just my bathroom. Like, well, my mum, she was definitely on it.
Yeah, like you know,
I never saw dust in my bathroom before.
You have to clean every day, and
not just messy, dirt as well.
Yeah.
You know, like a little something out of place. You know, I don't mind that so much, but when the place is dirty and there's bacteria and all sorts of things.
Yeah. Dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, them little string ones that hang. I think there was no spider, so why is there a cobweb hanging and a dusty one?
Trust
like
me.
It's been there for years. Oh, the responsibility is very, very real.
Yeah, you don't want to end up being that person that lives on their own, don't know how to cook, don't have no pots and pans in your house, and all you eat is basically street food, takeaway,
and cereal.
Oh
my gosh. Oh. And on top of that, if you've got kids, they are literally like whirlwinds. Like, they will just pass something and it will be a mess. So you have literally no choice but to step up to the plate and just handle it. You know, you're the head of your own household. You can do what you want when you want, and that stress and responsibility forms you, I think, as well.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. Living alone isn't. It's not all that. It really isn't.
So anyone that's living with their parents at this moment in time, think about it. What exactly is it that you're going to do so differently when you have your own place? Like, obviously, there's the
obvious
ones.
things.
Yeah, when you're going to be, I can come in when I want.
I can have who.
I can make noise. I can have people come over.
Yeah, I can have whoever I want in the house.
But when it comes to real detrimental things like eating, think about the real differences. Yeah. Like, things that will actually keep you alive. Think about the real differences. Like, it's not to put anyone off moving out. Obviously, it's an excellent milestone to reach, but just don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
No rush.
Like, I love it when I go back to my parents' house. I can send my brothers to the shop, go shop, get me this. I can't do that when I'm at home. I have to go shop myself. Gosh. There's always someone at home to get you deliveries.
Yeah, that's a big one, actually. Rack knows about this recently. She had a delivery.
Don't.
Don't you think though, like when you first move out, whenever you go back to your parents, like you get special treatment? Like
Kind of,
they'll
you know.
give you like the nicer piece of food, or
Yeah.
Oh, it's alright, you have the last one. Like, whereas when I was living there, it was like,
Yeah. So, thank you very much for watching our video, guys. I hope you liked what we discussed today. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you to everyone once again that's always been supportive and has had our backs since day one. Hope to see you guys soon again.
bye.